Hi, this is Kyle Sabra from Hat Local SEO, and in today's video, we're going to go over how to set up a CTR using Agency Assassin for a pest control company. This is one thing that we do for our free until you rank SEO program, which is where we will actually do the work for free until we get you ranked in the map pack at no risk to you. And this is one of the ways that we do it. But I wanted to show you today how to set up a CTR campaign with Agency Assassin for a pest control company. And we're going to go over how to choose the keywords, how much CTR, how much clicks to send over there in order to make the campaign successful. But before we do that, go ahead and hit the subscribe button down below, hit like, leave a comment if you have any questions or you want to see anything else on this channel. And don't forget to check out our free until you rank SEO program. So let's get started. What we're going to do before we actually get started setting up the CTR campaign itself, we need to do a little research and a little math. One thing that I see people make a mistake on is they just put in whatever keywords they want to rank for, and then they'll just start slamming in 10, 15 conversions per day, whether those be calls, clicks, driving directions, and you really can't do that. There is some planning and math involved that you have to do. You can't just choose every keyword you want and hope for the best. What you have to do first is see what kind of keywords that Google is already giving you some love for, getting impressions and clicks for. The reason for this is you want your CTR campaign to look as natural as possible. So if you're a brand new business, your GBP just launched, you have no reviews, nothing, Google knows that people aren't all of a sudden going to be searching for pest control near me and then going down to spot 20 to click on your listing. That just does not look natural. And at best, Google is going to ignore those clicks. At worst, Google will actually penalize your business listing. So what we're going to do here is we're going to cross-reference the keywords that the Google Business Profile is already getting, and then seeing where they rank on maps. So I've already pulled up the maps. I've done that already because that can take a while. But what we're going to do here is look at the keywords and everything. So I like doing, here in Insights, I like doing just the last 5 months so we get like a complete look. Because we're going to have to do a little bit of division and addition and everything in here. So we've got, over the past 5 months, here are the keywords. So we've got pest control, Covington, Georgia, which, okay, that's where they are. I would expect that. Termites, pest control, exterminator, Covington, pest control near me. Cool, this is what they want to rank for. Exterminator near me, that's what they want to rank for. So we are getting, we already are on the board for these keywords, termite, termite, exterminator. Cool, bed bug treatment. So down here, these are ones that they're getting fewer impressions and clicks for. So this is great. Like, let's say that they wanted, so they got all their money keywords in here that they want to rank for. Now let's say they want to rank for something like fire ant exterminator or something, just something along the lines like that. Well, they're not actually getting any, they're not actually on the board for that one. They're not getting impressions, no clicks, no nothing for that. So we know that if we added those in there right now, then that wouldn't really look natural to Google. So at this point, it doesn't really make sense to do that. So we're only going to do the keywords that we know that they're showing up for. So next thing to do is to go over to your favorite rank tracker and see where they're ranking in maps. You really want to only target keywords where you're ranking like spot 15 or above, because Google knows that if you're ranking spot like 20 or below, people probably are not going to be clicking on you. Really, if you wanted to be safe, you would go to, you would really only do spots like maybe 6, 7, 8 or above. But you can kind of stretch that a bit down to spot 15. That's what we do. It just depends on what your risk tolerance is. So what we have here is we have bed bug treatment, which is something I want to rank for. And this is in a 10-mile radius, so we got to remember that. So 10-mile radius, they're ranking pretty well, except on the outer edges here, which is great. So we're going to run CTR there. This is bedbug exterminator, same thing. You can see they're ranking top 15, except for this little area right here where they're 20, but that's fine. We can still run some clicks over there. Let's see, this is Pest Control Covington. Cool, they're ranking the map pack everywhere. We'll still probably use this one just because Google knows, you know, it's something that they're expecting to see. So I'll still probably use this one. We just won't send very many conversions over to it. So this is Exterminator Near Me. So they do really seem to have problems over here in the northwest corner, but everything looks good over here on the periphery, so I would definitely be running CTR here. This is definitely a good candidate for it. And then what's this? This is Pest Control Near Me. Little bit harder out here on the edges. I probably won't do the full 10 miles. I'll probably reduce the radius on here to 9 miles. But this is also looks like a very good candidate. So now we have to figure out how many conversions to send over to the listing. So what we're going to do is we're going to, like I said, we're going to keep this at the last 5 months, unless you're like at the very tail end of month 6, but we want to get some nice clean numbers here. So we're going over to calls, 348 calls in 5 months. So we're going to do, let's see, 348 divided by 5. So that's 69.6. So let's round it up to 70. So they're getting 70 calls per month, which is great. We need to find out how many per day that is. So 70, we'll do, let's see, 70 divided by 30. And that equals 2.33. So we'll call that 2. So they're getting about 2 calls per day, right? Let's do website clicks, 451. So let's do 451 divided by 5 equals 90.2 per month. So we'll do 90 divided by 30, which is 3 per day. So they're getting 3 website clicks per day, 2 calls and 3 website clicks. Directions, 209. So let's go down to here. We'll do 209 divided by 5 equals 41.8. So we'll do 42 divided by 30. So they're getting about 1.4. We'll round it up to, we'll round it up down to 1 per day. So we know they're getting 2 phone calls, 3 website clicks, and then one driving direction per day. So what you don't want to do is go over here and be like, oh, they're getting 2 website clicks, so we'll just do 4 per day, or anything like that. You want to be in the very beginning. You want to be a little more conservative, right? So we've got 2 website clicks, 3 phone calls. No, I'm sorry, 2 phone calls, 3 website clicks, and 1 driving direction. This is 6 conversions per day total. So what we, again, don't want to do is slam this with 12, 15, 18 per day. We're going to go number of conversions plus 50% at the very beginning. That's to be conservative, to see how this responds to the CTR. If you get some good data off of this, like you do see it start going up, then you can start adding it to 9, 12, whatever. But you want to start a little conservative at first to see how the GBP responds to this, right? So what we're going to do here is we're going to go over to Agency Assassin. We're going to log in, and then we're going to set up the listing. So physical location is what they are. So we're going to select this. Let's see, Google business name, Bingham Pest Services, search radius. Boom, there we go, 10 miles, because that's what we were doing. Perfect, and Agency Assassin brought us right over to Covington where they are. Okay, display name for the campaign. We're just going to do Bingham Pest Services again. Enter the CID or Google Maps URL for this GBP. So let's go ahead and get the Maps URL. There we go. Validate. Okay, cool. It's valid. So we're going to hit save. One other thing too is we're going to leave this at google.com. So if you are overseas, you can choose the different country code TLDs, but we're over here in the US, so we're just going to leave it at .com. Okay, so map conversions per day, we're going to do what? We're going to do, here we go. So we're going to start slow. We're going to do an extra 3 per day. So we're going to do final conversion action on maps and pro list. So this is one part that I forgot to do. So what we're going to do here is we're going to go back here, and we got to figure out what the ratio is of calls to clicks. So let's do, actually, I did this already. So we're going to do, that's 2 calls and 3 clicks. So that's 1/3 more. Website, let's see, it's 50% more. So let's see, what should we do? Yeah, let's do 60/40. So click to call was 2. Okay, cool. So this is what we got. We got the ratio down. You want to keep the ratio the same between website conversions and clicks, because again, if you slam all this into calls or all this into clicks to website, Google knows, and that's not natural, right? Now I'm thinking about this. So 50% is the safe way to do it. I'm actually going to bump this up to 4, just because I have a feeling that it would do better with 4. One thing you can do is if you do want to add in more CTR, and you do want to push that a little bit, what you got to make sure of is that they already have a lot of their entity built out. So they have like a lot of citations, they have their website done, they have plenty of reviews. If you have more reviews, the more you can really, more reviews and more citations, you know, you can push that a little bit more. You can go a little bit more heavy on the CTR. But if you don't have a ton of reviews, you don't have all your citations done, it's a younger GBP, you do want to be a little bit more cautious. So because they have 104 reviews, they've been around for a few years, I am going to push this a little over what I would normally do. Map pack conversions, so that we're going to do 1 per day. It's still at 4, cool. Driving directions per day, we're just going to do 1. Cool, okay. So here we have money primary, branded, localized, long tail, uncategorized. So money primary, these are the ones that you want to rank for. So this would be for, we're going to do pest control. We're just going to add that in there. We're going to do exterminator. And then we're going to do bed bug treatment. Okay. Branded. So you do want to add in your branded, your brand, whether it's, you know, the full name of the brand, or if it's, you know, something that people might just type in like shorthand or whatever, like they're Bigum Pest Control, right? But then let's say that they were known as just Bigum, right? So we would put that in there too, because that's something that conceivably somebody could search for, right? So we are going to do Bigum Pest Services. We're going to do Bigum and Bigum Pest Control, because I know some people refer to them as that. Okay, so we're going to enable the map pack searches. We're going to enable driving directions. Actually, I should have done that here too. We are going to enable map pack, driving directions, and rank tracking. So for rank tracking, this is pretty self-explanatory. This is going to track where you're ranking on the map pack, so you can have a better idea of, you know, how things are doing. What you are not going to do is enable that on branded. So the reason that we don't do this is because when Agency Assassin looks at rank tracking, basically what it does is it will go search for that keyword, and then it'll just see where everybody ranks, and then it'll plot it on a GeoGrid, just like you saw with Local Falcon. So there'd be a search and then no conversion done. So with branded, if you do a search and you have rank tracking on, that means there will be no conversion being done, which doesn't sound bad. But if you look at it through Google's eyes, if somebody searches for a keyword, sees all the results, and then doesn't convert then to Google, that means all of those results were bad results, right? Because if you looked for something, didn't like what you saw, and left, obviously the search results were not relevant to you. You don't want to do that with your brand, because if you add in your brand and you add in rank tracking, now Agency Assassin is going to go in, search for your name, search for the rankings, and then, or look at the rankings, and then just bounce. They're going to leave. So basically it tells Google that somebody searched for your brand name, saw your brand there, didn't like that, it wasn't relevant to them, and then left, which is just terrible for you, right? Because now all of a sudden Google thinks, well, this is the brand name, but they didn't like the actual brand, so what am I going to do? And then your GBP just gets obliterated, right? So you're going to turn off rank tracking for any branded searches. Now, I know we set this at 10 miles, but what we're going to do here is we're actually going to increase this, because it is conceivable that somebody 20 miles away is going to search for a brand name, right? So we're going to set this, actually, we'll set this to 15, right? And we'll put this to save right here. For localized, so here is where we're going to put in things like pest control near me, exterminator near me. I think that's all. Oh, bed bugs. Let's see. Bed bug exterminator. Yeah. Bed bug exterminator near me. And actually, let's leave pest control Covington out of that for right now. Long tail. So there's a separate tab for long tail, and a long tail search would be something along the lines of, let's look down here. Let's see, exterminating companies hiring or Covington, do-it-yourself pest control, cheap bat removal. This is a good long tail keyword. Let's see, whatever. Let's see, something like this: Terminix, Covington, Georgia, customer service number. So these super long tail ones, you can see, aren't showing up very much. And I have seen times where somebody's been like, okay, I'm going to search for best exterminator near me, open now, right? That's a very specific keyword, a very specific long tail keyword. And the issue here is that, let's say, you know, we have our money branded, or your money primary branded localized, and let's say you put that into localized, right? Well, if you're doing 5 conversions per day for localized, and all of a sudden Google sees this very specific, very long tail keyword showing up, getting conversions once a day, once every 2 days, Google knows that that is not natural. That'll trip Google's bullshit meter really quick, right? So that's a good way, if you do a little too many of those, a good way to get your GBP just completely wiped out the face of the earth. So if you do want to do those, it's perfectly fine. Just put those into the long tail tab, and then make sure you draw down the radius or you draw down the number of conversions. We're not going to do that today, though. So we are almost done here. We got all this done. We're going to enable rank tracking and driving directions. Okay. Okay, set daily traffic per category. So we get 6, because remember, we're doing 6 conversions per day between the 4 over here, and then 1 plus 1, so that's 6 per day. So for money primary, if we did all 6 per day on money primary on the branded, I mean, that would really look unnatural to Google, right? So what we're going to do is we're going to do we're going to do some branded keywords, right? Let's do 3, and then we'll do 2 localized. So you can see here the sliders will automatically adjust themselves. So we got 1 for the money primary, which is pest control, exterminator, bed bug treatment. We got 3 for branded and 2 for localized. And again, you have long tail. If you have long tail, you could put those in here too. The way to kind of figure out what you want to do is, again, you want to look at what you're already getting a lot of your attention for already, and try to keep that same ratio. Of course, if you have an older GBP and it already has some entity built up, citations and reviews and all that, and you want to bump up your money more than your branded, you can definitely do that. If you have a younger one, you want to do mostly branded, and fewer money in localized. But I would recommend to keep the ratio as it is in the GBP, or maybe slightly above if you want to bump up some more keywords. If you want to go more full bore into your money or your localized, make sure you have an aged GBP with some entity behind it. So let's see, we've got 3 branded, 2 localized, 1 money primary. That looks good to me. Driving direction setup, we'll do, let's do 5 miles. That looks natural. Okay, so here we can look for, okay, where would somebody conceivably be driving to this pest control company from? So you can choose all of these if you want, but how often is somebody going to be driving directly from a coffee shop to a pest control company, or directly from an insurance company to the pest control, right? So you want to make sure, again, this looks natural. But I mean, maybe somebody from an apartment will, maybe somebody from a school will, from a restaurant will. These are ones, grocery store, that typically we'll be calling pest control the most. Okay, so we're going to search for, actually, let's do 7.5 miles. We're going to search for landmarks. So this is, where you're getting driving directions from. Unfortunately, Google took that information away from us a few years ago, so you kind of just have to use your best judgment. I mean, for a pest control company, I would say 5 to 7 miles maybe is the most somebody would be driving over to a specific company. It might be farther if you are, for example, let's say if you're a restaurant, right? People are going to drive, 10, 15 miles, especially if you're really good. So you can bump that all the way up. It depends on, like I said, what niche you're in, where you are. If you're in a rural area, then 10 to 15 miles is probably fine for a lot of different keywords. You just have to kind of use your best judgment here. Okay, so here's what we got. That looks good. Oops, still going. Is it still going? Nope. Okay, so we're all good. So now that we have all the information in here, we are going to enable and save. Boom, and there we go. Now we have our campaign all set up for this pest control company. So now at this point, what you're going to want to do is literally just need to spend 15-20 minutes a week looking at how the GBP is doing, and adjust as necessary. If you see your GBP is getting A/B tested a lot, maybe draw back a little bit on the CTR. If you're not moving as much as you want, maybe push it up a little bit. But yeah, really all it takes is 15-20 minutes a week to do this. So that's about it for how to set up a CTR campaign via Agency Assassin for a pest control company. If you want this done for you and you want to get free until you rank SEO, which means that you don't pay a dime until we have you ranked in the map pack, give us a call or contact us at the link below. Again, my name is Kyle Sabra from Green Hat Local SEO, and I'll talk to you later.